Hey guys, make sure to check out G2A.com. A link is in the description below. They have really cheap PC games, Xbox Live codes, and a whole bunch more. Link in the description below. Yo, what's up guys, it's OGXRAYZ and welcome back to another episode of Zombie Theories. Now, I haven't done an episode of this for a while, but it's a series where we try to come up with theories and explain some of the things that happen in zombies, and I try to back it up with information that is within the zombie story, whether it's radio messages, ciphers, stuff like that. And one of the big ones that I wanted to talk about in this video today is going to be the actual teaser trailer that we got for Richtofen's Memories. There was a few things in that trailer that maybe some of you guys didn't understand, and I'm gonna hopefully be able to explain that to you right now and possibly a little bit more about what we might see in the future here for Black Ops 3 Zombies. So let's go ahead and jump into it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and a favorite, but let's go ahead and jump into it. So basically, one of the first things in the trailer that we got yesterday that was kind of confusing was the fact that Richtofen talked about a promise that he had made a long time ago to someone that he was going to protect them. Now this is actually explained in a radio message on Zetsubo no Shima. Now really quickly before I play the actual clip of Richtofen saying that he made a promise, I do want to give you guys this theory that I have. First of all, I think that the Richtofen's Memories trailer that we saw yesterday actually happened before Zetsubo no Shima, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and go to the clip where Richtofen talks about the promise, followed up by what this promise is and who it is to, which is actually going to be Dr. Maxis. So let's go ahead and jump into that.
Long ago, I made a promise, a vow, to protect him. In order to keep my word, I have done bad things. Very bad things.
You swore a promise to me, Edward. It may have been a long time ago, but I am sure you will not have forgotten. You swore to follow my instructions, to comply with my every order. You swore to enact whatever plan I conveyed to you, all in the hope that we could overcome the chaos that we ourselves had created. You have kept your word. However much it pains my heart, I owe it to you to confess. I'm sorry, Edward. I have withheld certain truths from you.
Alright, so right towards the end of that radio message that you just heard, you can hear Dr. Maxis talking about how he hasn't been completely honest with Richtofen. Now, what exactly does he mean with this? We'll find out here in a little bit, but before that, we have to keep in mind that in the actual teaser trailer for Richtofen, he actually mentions this. He mentions something about Dr. Maxis not knowing that he knows and that the blood will protect him. But what exactly is this message that Dr. Maxis is hiding? Well, this can actually be heard in another set of radio messages, and this will also explain why I think that this trailer or this event happened before the events of Zetsubo no Shima. All these radio messages can be found on Zetsubo no Shima, and then as we get toward the last bit of it, we'll see that Dr. Maxis plans on telling Richtofen about the secret, and eventually he does, and that will be explained in a cipher. But first, let's go ahead and watch the video of Richtofen talking about how he knows, even though Dr. Maxis thinks he doesn't know, what the message is or what's he trying to hide, and then talk about what happens moving forward. So let's go ahead and jump into that.
He thinks I do not know, but I do. The blood will protect me.
Supplies were beginning to run low, and I was forced to prepare for the worst outcome. Just as I feared that we were truly alone, just as I feared that the end was near, there was a knock at the door. That was before he came. Samantha has been returned to me once more. As have you, Edward. As have you. He explained everything to me. He will explain everything to you. Though his very presence defied logic, defied reason, he told me that he would help. I could not refuse.
Alright, so you guys can see from that radio message that Dr. Maxis was essentially in a really bad bind. Everything was going wrong, and then he heard a knock on the door, and whoever this person is started to give him advice and help him out. This person, I believe, is the one who is telling Dr. Maxis to tell Richtofen to go here, 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 and here to try to correct the timeline. And then eventually we find out who this person is in a cipher that can be found on Zetsubo no Shima. Now, when I go through this cipher, I do want you guys to keep this in mind. So So the radio messages were Dr. Maxis planning on telling Richthofen about who this other person is who's helping him. And then this cipher I'm about to show you guys, which is going to be the chalkboard that can be found in the basement of the power station. This message actually goes on to show that Dr. Maxis tells Richthofen about this person and who this person actually is. So at this point, by this cipher, these guys already are working together and they know about this outside force, which they can't really explain. So let's go ahead and go into the cipher. Now this cipher, once again, like I said, is a cipher that can be found on the chalkboard, and it reads, Edward, as you know, it is imperative you and the group find the exact versions of yourselves that I have highlighted in each universe. Only by killing that version of yourself in that particular universe at that particular moment in time will we be successful. Once each of your other selves are killed across all the universes, remember, we are only immune because we opened the portal in France, but I am afraid this might not be permanent. I fear there is something M isn't telling me and that there isn't much time left for us. So there we go. The person that they're talking about that was a huge secret was actually M. M can actually be found on Shadows of Evil. He's the one who's trying to help out Primus. But here's the thing. In other radio messages, Dr. Maxis can be heard saying that he feels that he can't trust M, that maybe M is withholding something from him, and maybe that is why Richthofen actually has the blood vial. There's actually mentioned they're not being affected by the traveling through different times as much or as drastically, and you saw that at the end of that cipher. Maybe at the end of all of this, it's going to screw over the crew, and the only way to save themselves is going to be that blood, because remember, at the end of the Zetsubo no Shima Easter egg, all of them go to a different universe, get someone else's blood, and all of the characters return holding their own blood vials. So I assume that Richthofen planned ahead for this. He knew that someone was working with Dr. Maxis. Dr. Maxis eventually tells him, but by that point, Richthofen already had a backup plan in case M does end up betraying them. He has the blood vials, and the rest of the crew each have their own blood vials. Now, how it's going to protect them, I don't know. I'm assuming maybe they drink it and it confuses maybe the timeline into thinking there's someone else. I don't really know, but that is what I think is going to happen in the future. Either M is going to betray them or he'll actually end up helping them, and Richthofen already has a backup plan in case it does end up going that way. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I wanted to make this video because it was so interesting to me, and I thought maybe some of you guys were a little bit confused by what exactly that trailer was talking about and what it means for the story moving forward. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Once again, make sure to drop a like and a favorite on the video. It does help me out. It is very much appreciated. And if you are new, if you want to see videos like these, I cover a ton of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies news, info, rumors, the storyline, theories, and a whole bunch more. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss those videos. And lastly, if you guys want to keep talking zombies or anything, Twitter is the best place to do so. Go ahead and follow me over there. I'm super active over there, so make sure to follow me along with Instagram if you guys want to. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.